Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. Let's dive in. I feel like you're pointed. Let's just grab some extra room here. Okay. Oh, Lord. Just knocked over my little. Alrighty then. Sagittarius. Let's get some deep, honest, true messages. Most important, vital messages for Sagittarius people and placements. Okay, you could be dealing with a Gemini, maybe a love connection. Tell us more, Sagittarius, please. Thank you. You could be falling out with somebody, maybe deciding something or opening your options. Yeah, deciding to leave something behind. Sagittarius, Lord. There was a lack of stability here. You could be focusing on your finances more than anything else. Or this could have could have been lies about finances here, long-term security, definitely. It's almost like you're gaining clarity that you don't want to be a part of a third-party situation or something that just wasn't working. Maybe somebody who was emotionally abusive or something like that too. Could have been invalidating your feelings or something like that. We're going to grab a beautiful red card. Sagittarius, people and placements, most important vital advice. Thank you. Reflection, that's good. So you could be reflecting, strategizing, learning. Let's see, 32. Coming to new ideas, truth and fear. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad, and truth only spoken with bleeding tongues. So maybe something was like a lie here. It's giving Pisces energy, illusionary energy. We do have Saturn and Neptune preparing to exit out of Pisces in 2025, right? So we're finally understanding the kind of structures or wishful thinking and how to actually establish more grounded reality wherever Pisces is in your chart at this time, I would say. Well, also, and I think we're doing this especially because in 2025 we'll be having the North Node in Pisces, which means we'll need this area to be cleansed before we can go towards that area in a good way, in a dharmic way, not a karmic way, but a dharmic way with all our lessons integrated. Yeah, there could be a mastery, an ending and yet a mastery. It's like the same flip of the coin. With every ending is automatically a new beginning, right? Every new beginning automatically has to have an ending. That's the word beginning, right? So reflection shows you're the person you've become for better or worse. It shows parts of yourself you wish you could hide and parts that are to your liking. So there could be something about like really coming to grips with reality, maturity, making a structured foundation on where do I want to go next? Why has my life turned out the way it has so far, etc. It shows, yeah, okay. It shows you the parts of yourself you wish you could hide or parts that are to your liking. So maybe you're studying your birth chart. You could be looking at some of the unsavory or any planet or in your first, fourth, seventh, or 10th is going to impact your life very, very strongly. 10th is career, 7th is relationships, marriages, 4th is real estate, and first. So maybe you're like coming in one of those houses. There could be something that's really throwing that you really need to know about so that you can utilize it more effectively or efficiently. Can you tell I have Capricorn placements? um, but yeah, so you definitely, if you're having any struggles in any of those four areas, it could be important to see which planets are actually in those houses or what are those houses in your chart. Everybody has one. If you don't know your time of birth, you can always look back at the previous month's transits for, like, let's say October's, all signs, and then listen to each and every zodiac sign and see which one applies the most to you. And there you go, rising sign. Now you know for the future, for the rest of your life, on at least the rising sign, if not your birth, of where you live now, because I believe astrocartography is a lot stronger, and it's proved to be true in my case. It's really great because astrocartography, you can actually see and have empirical evidence that it is true, you know? You can see how a transit did not impact you. If you were at home, you would have received it like that, or wherever you're from. And if you removed yourself to a different place, you'll see how the transits impact you differently, which can be very beneficial. Especially, maybe I'm mentioning this because Pluto's in Aquarius now for the next 20 years. If you're feeling that it's already shaking your shit up, if Aquarius is one of your very strong houses, which are the angular houses, 1, 4, 7, or 10, and it's squaring it or something, Pluto is deadly. So, but it also rules strategy and wealth. So if you understand the lessons and you allow yourself to rebirth out of that trauma, with more profound insight and awareness, you can then strategize a better place to live. So if you are considering moving, maybe somebody here is considering moving, astrocartography is a great thing to look into. I suggest it. There's a website called AstroClick Travel that you can see a map all over the world of which planets run through the main houses in your chart. MC is the 10th house, IC is the 4th house, AC is ascendant, the 1st house, and yeah. So, alrighty then. Your reflection has no desire to hide the truth. So there's something about seeing something a lot clearer than you did before. And we see that here. We see the sun coming out with very strong, bright clarity. This is the light that shines the darkness away. It's like you can't see your reflection in the mirror in the dark, right? But when you turn on the light, oh, that's what I look like right now. You know what I mean? You are being guided to acknowledge who you are at this time. And we have Mercury actually about to station retrograde in Sag. So that's furthermore reconsidering energy. We have Jupiter and Gemini, I think, still in retrograde. So Gemini is ruled by that Mercury, right? So there's a lot of like cross aspect transits, a lot of rethinking. Gemini rules thoughts, it rules friends, it rules people around us locally. So you could be like really understanding who you are just based on the people that you've surrounded yourself with or who you've gotten tangled with, etc. Because you get their karma and they get yours. You both are teaching each other lessons. That's why it's important that you have discernment and you choose the right kind of relationships that are not going to teach you lessons you already learned or lessons that are toxic to your well-being. You know, the lesson of, oh, don't trust a stranger when he says get in the van, right? So, sorry, bless. I've been watching too much true crime. Looking to the future is great, and so is setting goals. But how can you make a plan for where you're going if you haven't come to terms with where you are now? Yeah, so it's really understanding what you're working with, I think. What are the tools at your disposal? What are the seeds that you can plant? When's the best time for you to personally plant? You know, for a lot of people, winter is not the great time to start things. For Sagittarius, that's your birthday. This is the beginning. This is your beginning again. So if anything, it could be a good time to really start to, if anything, preemptively set up goals for next spring, or when Jupiter is in Cancer, or when Jupiter, whatever. It can be challenging to stand in the truth of who you are today. No one wants to say I'm overweight or I'm in debt or I'm sabotaging my goals. But if you're living an illusion, you can't ever make steps because it's all nebulous, right? It's all foggy. But if you're living in truth, now you see where you can put your foot. Okay, this sucks, but at least I can climb left, right, hop, skip, and a jump. There we go. However, pretending these circumstances do not exist is like hiding under a sheet of paper in the rainstorm. And I know it's hard to come out of illusion sometimes, definitely. You know, because that sheet of paper can seem comfortable. It's the land of ignorance. It's the land of the Garden of Eden, right? It will protect you for a few moments, but eventually the water soaks through and you will be forced to face reality, or in this case, your reflection. And I'm sure you're a pretty down-to-earth person, so you probably don't want to experience. I think you like feeling like a badass, most likely. So it could have been, this is actually a blessing. We can really consider this then more of a blessing time and a place of awakening and opening. And the bud finally, it's giving the bud is finally breaking out of the cocoon. Wow. Yeah, that's a nice image. I like that. Or, yeah, I like that. Okay. Maybe this is like greater self-love or enjoyment or pleasure, how we can get you there faster. Reflection has come into your reading to ask you to be honest with yourself. Stop hiding from the situation you are facing. You must be wise to use where you are as a starting place for any real change to occur. I like this. This is not bad at all. This is very good. This is a lot of clarity. This is moving away from problems, especially like a burning house. You don't want to stay in a house that's leaky or it's got like pests or annoying people around. Let's pull a few of these. Sagittarius people. Ra, the sun god. Wow. First card out, Ra. So maybe you're studying about like Amun Ra or Amen. Maybe those are words that came from like Amun Ra, the god of the. Yeah, you can go study him a bit more. Yeah, you could have had a Chucky doll on your ass. So someone fueled by pure evil. This person could have hated you. This person could have been just toxic, was just annoying, and they were draining. If anything, they were blocking your blessings. You can't have good things come in your life when you have energy around that's really tainting the soil of your dreams, of your desires, of your goals. Like if you've got to keep everything hidden from this person, or you're realizing that you have to, that's a great first step, and it's better to take one step at a time. But then I think you might realize that, why is this person even in my life? Why do I have to take so many preventative measures? Would my life not be easier by protecting myself, detaching, and living a better life? Quantum jumping, almost. I should write a card for that. Quantum jumping. Oh, I think I did, though. I'm not sure. I'm going to write another one, though, just in case. I don't know what it's actually called. Quantum jumping. It was just something I saw on my TikTok. I feel like it's like lifeline, life jumping, like into another portal reality, like yeet. People don't say that anymore. It sucks. It's a good saying. I use it all the time in my mind. Alrighty. Sorry, just had to make a card. Let's grab you. Oh, we were going for this one. I think there's something about protecting something as well. Maybe like embracing Mother Nature. Yeah, we have transformation there on the bottom. It's like your awareness is increasing. Sagittarius, most important messages, please. Most important advice, please, for Sagittarius. Lord, thank you. Could be changes in your work, your daily routine, also your health. Like especially if somebody was not good for your health, that could be. It's giving Virgo energy. We have the moon entering Virgo, I think today or tomorrow. So yeah, Virgo energy, definitely that cleansing, that purification. the harvest, the naivety is over. The end of the season has come. The lamb is slaughtered. No offense, bless. Um, Beaver Spirit has come to warn you to check for rotten wood in the foundations of your dreams. Perhaps you built your hopes on faulty promises or wishful thinking that something would work out just because you wanted it to. Perhaps you made choices from a place of unworthiness, hoping that once you got what you desired, it would somewhat change you and make everything better. But you had to face the truth it didn't, or Beaver Spirit may be telling you it's time to accept things as they are and perhaps consider abandoning the project, relationship, or situation so you can make room for something better. I saw a quote today that said something like, we can't, it was such a good quote. It was like, some things have to end for better things to come. I don't know. It sounded very deep when I read it, though. Some things have to end for better things to come. hmm Sacrifice, right? The sacred, the word sacred, right? The sacrificial lamb, the sacrifice. We save a bit of our harvest so we can plant it for next year to grow a bigger harvest, right? Um, Make room for something better. Perhaps you need to go back and rebuild a solid foundation because what you desire may not be in alignment with what your soul intends. And maybe you've evolved beyond this. Maybe when you met this person or situation or this environment, especially with Pluto that's now exited Capricorn, a lot of karmic contracts, you could be like, finally, you get the message. You understand. Saturn is all about boundaries, discernment, cutting things off, being efficient, getting rid of the fat, going to the bare bones of something, right? So maturing, leveling up, the businessman, the banker, the one who saves, people who have saved a lot of money, people who have saved, because it's an earth sign, right? It's a master of the earth sign. So it's the boss of the earth signs. It's a cardinal sign, I believe. So that's the beginning, the initiator, the boss, the big guy. It's giving Al Capone, right? It's giving cops. It's giving military men. There's a real strong ethic there, right? So um, perhaps you need to go back and rebuild a solid foundation because what you desire may not be in alignment with what your soul intends. And that's great. If anything, this is a great place to be in. Oh, I don't like, I don't know, quinoa. So I'm not going to grow quinoa next year because I don't like quinoa. I realize I actually hate quinoa. Not to shit talk quinoa. I want to grow couscous. I don't know. Beavers, like, I like couscous. I know what to do with couscous. I hate quinoa. What the fuck is quinoa, right? Sorry. I'm never going to get ads on this channel. Um, just kidding. We don't want to. We don't want to have negative things around, or negative people that sabotage our dreams. Beaver Spirit says you can always get busy and build something fresh and new if the desire is true. All manner of miracles can spring up from a new, strong foundation when you remember your partnership with Spirit. So this could have been something that was like a red flag for a long time. Be clear about what you're building and why, choosing from a place of worthiness, well-being, and wholeness. So a real full view of something, right? Understanding it's not just about the money, it's about the people you're around too. It's about your routine, it's about your health. Can you balance your health and your job or whatever you're pursuing? Your self-understanding and acceptance will provide you self-understanding and acceptance. So really learning about yourself will provide you with a solid blueprint to begin again. Get busy now. Beaver Spirit says this is not a time to procrastinate, but a time to start building again. Always mindful of the foundation you are laying. That's funny because we have the new moon coming up at the end of the month. And we're still in that waning phase, letting go from that last full moon, the realizations we had last Friday, which was when Mike Tyson fought Jake Paul. We saw the kind of illusions involved with Taurus, which is money. Trump also has a Taurus midheaven. And I think people might come to realize things about that eventually. Let's hope. Or we'll just let a dictator stay in power, whatever. We've seen how that goes. Maybe this is a metaphor. Maybe you had a dictator in your life or something like that, or somebody was holding you back, or just wanted you for money, or just wanted you for some kind of possession or something. There's some level of ignorance here, I would say, too. Not a time to procrastinate, but a time to start building again, always mindful of the foundation you are laying, trusting Spirit is co-creating with you. So a strong sense of self-love, self-esteem, savings, everything, like enjoying your life, putting your needs first, what you need at the end of the day. Number one can really help you, especially if you're a person that's overgiving, so generous. Sagittarius can really represent someone way too generous, way too giving, way too happy-go-lucky, way too much of a teacher sometimes. So I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please hit like, comment, share, subscribe. You can get a personal by messaging me on Telegram. You can leave a tip through the Buy Me a Coffee link. Good luck. Take care.